trading is the third top industry, the most paid industry in the world. For me, if I see someone, I don't care if they're woman or man. What's your skill set? And this is the goal. The idea of you being able to make money that simple from your phone is crazy. It's working, it's online, and you don't need huge investment to start. The more you associate with people who have higher vibration and higher knowledge, the more you elevate yours. The most important is to have the expert around me at each niche. When you say a trader, you will portray mostly a man than a woman. And this is the truth. You have way more traders men than women. You know, this is the first challenge any person who begins in trading will have, which is do not trade on the news. And man can control their stress better than woman, but woman has bigger emotional intelligence than man. As a woman, it's hard to, at the beginning, to be trusted by man. If one person can make it, then you can make it. The concept behind cryptocurrency, it's so powerful that how would you not want to learn about it or love it, you know? If you really want to be able to make money in crypto, you have to listen from a professional. 50% of people who bought the Trump coin, it was their first coin they bought. Your gender doesn't interfere in whether you're good at trading or not.
Hi Rita, and thanks for joining us today for this super exciting initiative that the Trading Pit has hosted for International Women's Day. We will get to know you and your experience within the trading industry, and we will ask you a few questions about your background, where you come from, and what's your aspirations, specifically for women in trading. A few words if you want to start, and then we will dive deep into our 8 questions for March 8th.
Thank you so much, Celine. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you for hosting and having me as a guest in this call. And it's my pleasure to share everything I know and all my experience to you guys. You are doing an amazing job. And let's hope that we will have more and more women in this space.
Amazing. So we will start off with the very first and basic question. If you could tell us more about yourself, your background, and what got you into this very interesting industry.
Well, basically, my whole career, if you want, started 7 years ago. I was graduating from university in my country, Lebanon, as engineer. And I realized that it's not my passion. You know, it's not the thing I want to do. But we have the stereotype in my country where if you do engineer, doctor, lawyer, you have better, you know, future. Once I realized it's not that correct. And if you don't have the passion to do engineering, computer communication, in my case, it's not really paying you the nice lifestyle. This is when it all started, and I started to search for ways, you know, online to really be able, especially my country had so many crises that we had the COVID, we had the revolution. So I was looking for ways online to not being able just to help myself as I work in the networking field, but to help others. And that's how, you know, I got to trading, because after COVID, I think trading is like every single person mostly know about trading after COVID. So this is how I met the trading industry, the online industry. I fell in love because, let's be frank, Celine, like you have a phone and you can click, and the idea of you making money, it's not easy. We're going to speak about it, but the idea of you being able to make money that simple from your phone is crazy. This is how I got into this industry.
As we can see from your background, you're the founder of a very nice team, I would say. So if you could tell us more about this, how did it all start and what is it exactly, so our audience can understand better, like what is it exactly that you do?
Sure. So I'm the founder of the community Ikigai Team. Ikigai comes from a Japanese word that means finding your purpose once you align 4 things into your life. And my goal was always to help people to find that Ikigai. Whatever is the vehicle, it could be trading, it could be something else. Now, trading is one of the ways, since it's obvious that, you know, the more we see, for example, statistic, because I like to speak numbers, because numbers never lie to you. In the past 10 years, trading is the third top industry, the most paid industry in the world. And the people who are making 6-7 figures earning in trading are the number is increasing. So it's working, it's online, and you don't need a huge investment to start, because when you start a business, usually the traditional business is at least 60K. In trading, you can start with lower. So this is the Ikigai community. Now, our main goal is to collab with the best people and the right people, because I was going to speak about it. Maybe we'll have this discussion in other question. But also when we speak about trading, crypto, forex, scalping, all of those, like type of trading, we have a lot of misleading information. You know, we have a lot of things that are not correct. And this is when I got to trading, I realized it. Because, of course, my first account, as any person who started trading, was blown away with like 2 days, you know?
Yeah.
And this is when I realized, but how? The trader showed that he made 10,000 pips, but here I am, I'm losing. And this is how I came to the idea to collab with the right, like-minded people who are really right, who are transparent. I don't need to have all-day profit because it's not the reality, but transparency most importantly.
And how did the community that you built elevate your career, or not only your career, like also your life on a personal level, would you
Well,
say?
there's two things very important. Number one, your network is your net worth, right? So the more you associate with people who have a higher vibration and higher knowledge, the more you elevate yours. So by building a community with expert in trading, e-com, crypto, invest portfolio, sales, I really elevated my informations way more than I could do by my own. And number two, which is something that I always believe, which is in Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, he spoke about it as one of the secrets to become successful is to have a mastermind team. On your own, on my own, I cannot do everything. I cannot be an expert in everything. But the most important is to have the expert around me at each niche. And I cannot tell you how it changed my life. Since I graduated, I never had a job. I spoke on stages of 5,000 people. I met Gary Vaynerchuk, Tom Bellieu, who are people who I dreamed when I was younger to, just maybe have a Zoom with them. I met them. I had discussion with them. So it changed my life dramatically. But I think the main point about it is, who are you listening from? Who do you listen to from? And this is the most important question to ask when it comes to business.
Very interesting. As you mentioned, you come from a very different background, like your studies, your whole life didn't really involve any trading. But what was the moment you realized that you really want to get into this industry? What was that click moment that, made all the difference for you?
Well, actually, the click moment, and I always say you either enter and out of inspiration or desperation. For me, it was desperation. I was really depressed to see how this beautiful industry that is the top three is misleading and is misled in many, many, many countries. For example, the moment I had this aha is when I realized that, for example, most results we counted in pips. Just let me give you a simple idea. You see people saying, I want 10,000 per month, per year, I make 200,000 pips. And wow, and if you were entering 0.1, you would have made that much money. And you start having this big expectation. Well, actually, it's all a lie. Why? Because I can make 20 pips in trading and grow my account in a bigger growth than someone who made 100 pips. It's all about the risk to reward. It's all about how many partial you're taking. And I found that there is very few, or maybe I didn't see any real educator who speak about the right risk to reward, counting partial, where you can have the exact amount of what he had. Now there is, of course, but they are very big. They don't have anymore, the hunger and the time and the patience to teach someone from scratch. So this is why I wanted to create this community where we wouldn't speak about pips, because pips, it doesn't make sense, Celine, in the trading world of when we speak result, because you can have a stop loss of 100 pip. Winning 100 pip, it's a 1-to-1. You risk 10, you make 10. But have a stop loss of 10 and make 30 pips, it's now you're risking 10, you make 30. So the small tweaks around it that may be interested to really show the real trading part of the world and to show them how beautiful it is without exaggerating it. It's already beautiful. No need to exaggerate it.
Lovely, lovely. So I think we can both agree, and actually even our audience can agree, that the trading field is mainly male dominated. Like there's this big misconception that it's only men who trade and that women don't really have a place, or they're not as successful as men in this field. So when you've initially got started, how did you navigate these misconceptions? Were you prone to any, like, a judgment from the society telling you that, no, what do you want? Like, why do you even want to get involved in trading? Like, what was the biggest misconception that you faced?
Well, that's a nice question, because we're not going to lie. When you say trader, you will portray mostly a man than a woman. And this is the truth. You have way more traders men than women. But I think just I would give the comparison to another industry that is not trading but similar, which is programming. You know, programmers, when I started because I'm a CCE, programmers were portrayed as men. You know, it was always
Yeah.
men love to, was because it's computer based and usually we portray more men than women. But now, if you look even at the biggest series like I watch it in French. In English it's NCIS. Okay, so and all of those movies where you have criminologue and they do programming to hack and do all of the things, they are women. So this it was a shock for me because I used to, all my class was men, few women, and then you see even in the Hollywood movies that they are starting to adapt women into it. So I think trading is the same. We start as men, but the more we move forward, the more the women are going to see what they need, because trading is emotion, and statistically, men, unfortunately, Celine, men can control their stress better than women, but woman has bigger emotional intelligence than man. So once women will realize how they could get better in trading, I think we will most probably have an analogy of the programming, which has nothing to do, but it's just an example in the trading world.
All right. So when you initially got started as well, like you must have faced a lot of challenges, but like what was the biggest challenge you faced when you started with trading? Or like even founding your own community, what was a very big issue or problem you encountered?
Well, there was a lot of challenges that I faced. First, the greediness. Like the first challenge, because I want to speak little basic, because I know that there's a lot of people who maybe are still trying to see if they fit in trading world. They do not know about it very well. So the first challenge was the news. This is the first challenge any person who begin in trading will have, which is do not trade on the news. And we will love to trade that CPI, that NFP, spike, where we could make lots of money. And I think that was a big challenge to control my emotions, stop being greedy, Rita. That stop loss has to be 2%. It cannot be moved. You lost, you lost. Do not move it. Those type of challenges related to greediness I faced in the trading. When it comes to the community building, of course, as a woman, it's hard to at the beginning to be trusted by men. Why would you be the one who's auditing me or coordinating me? But with time, once you really deal, and it's all subconsciously, once you really deal with knowing that you can be more powerful, and in your mind you have the right information, and the men understand that you're not here to as a competition, you're here to complete, to make a better job. I think this wouldn't be a challenge anymore.
Do you think men tend to see women in trading as a threat? Like, have you felt that way or not really?
Not really. It depends on the communities, but in my communities, no, they would love to. We have one trader who is in stock. Okay, she's done magnificent results for the past 4 or 5 years. I see her result; it's crazy, and she is, even though she does a result that men could do, that they made, they would cheer her up like crazy. So I think no, they would love to see more women. It depends also, of course, on the community, but the men I know, they would love to.
All right, yeah. So moving on to the next section of our conversation/interview. Let's say, for example, I'm a woman who's not really familiar with trading, but I really want to get started. But simultaneously, I'm a bit, scared or afraid of society judgment, being told that I don't fit in trading. What advice or tips would you give me? Or to any girl who wants to get started within this industry?
Well, I think this is all about it's not just about trading scene. There's a lot of things where, if you would listen to the society, to the majority, you will always fail. I could give you thousands of examples. But I think it's just by realizing one thing. If one person can make it, then you can make it. And I think that nowadays we have lots of big figures in trading who are female, like Tati Trade, for example. I don't want to give name because I don't know all of them, but I've seen it's, I see blogger, I see a lot, even a French, I was scrolling and I saw a French trader. I forgot the name, to be honest. But she lives in Bali. She has a very nice lifestyle and she is portraying the right trading. You know what I mean? Even my company, the stock, we have the number one is a woman. She's not even a man. We cannot find a man doing like what she does in stock. So it's all about them believing that there's already women. They're not the first
Yeah.
to make it, you know? And
Yeah.
if the woman made it, they're not different women, you know, they're just someone who learned the skill set, applied the practice and consistently, and they become who they are. So they can do it.
And like, how long did it take you to get to where you are today? Was it a matter
Well,
of like months, years? What is it
okay.
exactly? Yeah.
Well, I'm still learning, and this is something you always will have to be an apprentice. And this is something that, you know, people ask me, how long would I need to become successful? And I would tell them, it's from Kevin Trudeau, one of my mentor. He says something I love. He said, the day you will stop needing to learn is the day that you will be convinced that you always want to be an apprentice. And
Mm,
it's a little bit complicated, but
lovely.
once you understand it, it's like, wow. So I'm still learning. But if you ask, for example, how much time should a trader, let's say, study until they become profitable? Well, I would tell you, and it's not only me, it's any person who knows
Yeah.
about trading, it's at least an average, at least if he's a genius, 1 to 2 years. Now you will
Yeah.
tell me, oof, 1 to 2 years. I will tell you, you say, oof, this is the reaction that I get, but this is an illogic reaction because, you know, we do engineer 5 years. You pay if there's private school 70K to get a nice payment, you know, like PLG,
Yeah.
my school. You
Mm-hmm.
go to lawyer, you go to a doctor, you spend 7, 10 years, and now you go to trading, which is the top three. And I tell you 1, 2 years, and you find it like this is something oof that you can do from your own house, and it's very small investment. So this is the misconception I was thinking about, but I would say at least 1, 2 years, at least.
Yeah, it's not an overnight process. It's not like you can just study for like 2 weeks and then you'll be a very, amazing, profitable trader as you tend to see on social media. As we touched already upon, there's a lot of, I wouldn't like not scams, but there's a lot of they don't portray the truth properly, I would say. As you mentioned as well, your mentors, as you already said, and you told us and the audience that you come from a like engineering background. So did you have any mentor that like taught you how like more about trading and how to dive deeper into this industry? And if so, how did they affect your journey?
Well, yeah, of course, you know, you can never do anything without having mentors. Now, one thing that I would advise, and I think it's going to sound weird, but this would be my advice, it's my humble opinion. When you would want to look for a mentor, you have two kind of mentor. You know, one that is the vision that
Mm-hmm.
animate you with the vision that where you can become, but you need another one that's more an underdog, we call it, which means he didn't yet or she didn't yet achieve that huge success that,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they still have the power, the time for to give you the secrets, you know, because let's be frank, what happens is that most very famous traders will not sit with you and, you know, teach you again how they
Yes.
started, unfortunately, or it will be a lot of money to pay. So I would say find two mentor, one the vision, but the other one is the underdog trader. And I have a
Mhm.
lot of underdog mentors also. I can name a lot, like Fernando, for example. They're underdog, you know, you wouldn't see them posting with private jet and all of the thing. And this is what
Yeah.
I need because
Yeah.
I need someone to take me step by step now.
Lovely, lovely. I think we're already above our 8 questions, but I'm really interested to know. I think you mentioned that you're really into crypto markets. Is that
Yeah, I
right?
love crypto.
Can you tell us more about your journey? I think a lot of our, audience and traders are interested in this booming field. Like crypto has been gaining a lot of attention, especially in the past 5 years. So can you tell us more about what's your favorite, like coin to trade or how you initially got into crypto specifically?
Okay, so basically, I fell in love with the cryptocurrency word when I understood what's really crypto. It's not just trading; it's more
Mm-hmm.
about a way for money. You know, like it's the concept behind cryptocurrency. It's so powerful that how would you not want to learn about it or love it? You know, and I think that we're seeing it in nowadays. For example, in Dubai, now you can get paid with crypto. In
Right.
Brazil, you have one of the top oil companies that are doing the transaction with Cardano. You have the
Mm-hmm.
FIFA 2026 that are adopting Polygon Matic to be for you to be able to buy the ticket. So it's becoming a reality. It's not even a myth or a myth or like a conspiration theory. No, it's something
Yeah.
that's becoming a reality.
Mm-mm.
So this is why I love in crypto. I feel love story in crypto, not because of how much you can make or all of these. It's the reason behind it. Now, for the best crypto coin, and also you know, wherever there is a lot of money, there are scammers, and this is something that we cannot, even in my industry, I'm a network marketeer and I have all of those, lot of scams in this industry because it's #1 top industry in the world. So what I can say is that we have this also misconception about meme coins, right? When you hear that with crypto you can turn the $10 1,000 10,000, it's possible, I'm not saying it's not possible. However, most people lose money because they either purchase the wrong coin or purchase the right coin at the wrong price, or don't sell it at the right time. So this is why, if you really want to be able to make money in crypto, you have to listen from a professional and not from the crowd, because the crowd will always tell you the wrong coin, the wrong time, or will not tell you when to sell. And this is why, if you look at Melania and Trump, and I think you heard about it.
It's good you mentioned that, because I really wanted to ask you, what's your opinion on this whole meme coin craze that has been happening lately with the launch of these two coins?
Well, to be honest, I don't know. We need to see if there will be really a legit coin for later on. We need to see what project they will hold. But from what I told you, I like numbers. You know, so if we look at the statistics, and 70%, look at this, is crazy. 50% of people who bought the Trump coin, it was their first coin they bought. Imagine you're opening your portfolio and buying Trump coin.
Yeah.
This is not something logical at all, because you have much more, you know. Yeah. So this is, for me, was a shock. Number two, 70% from people who made money from Trump made less than the Trump coin, made less than $100.
Yeah.
So Trump, in my Lebanese television and you know, news, where usually crypto before, it was, I remember like maybe 5 years ago, crypto was still scam, not scam. They spoke about it, about Trump. Now, this is the thing in crypto. It's all emotion. We have cycle. When it's euphoria, and this is the thing that I can give to everyone. It's euphoria. When everyone think that they will become a millionaire from that coin, this is the time where you have to sell. When your mom, who used to be a crypto hater, asks you, Celine, can I still put money in that coin? Know that this is the time to sell. And that's what happened with Trump and Melania, as even the numbers are even more awful. If you see at Melania, oh my God, it's not just that most people lost, because of course most people lost, but it's about who won. It's only the shark who won. You know what I mean? So was it a good investment? I don't know, but from what we see from statistics, there was a lot of other coins. For example, I will give you one coin that we invested in approximately after 1 week, and you can check it out. It's Toshi. You will tell me, what is Toshi? What is Toshi? I didn't know about Toshi because there's my mentor who told me about it, and we checked it out. It's really good. It made 400% in 2 weeks. So we took partial. Now it's around 100% profit. We're holding till the long term. But it's not the point. The point is that we invested in Toshi, a very tiny investment. The dominance was Bitcoin and Ethereum, and will always be Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, Bitcoin, Ethereum, if they fall 10%, you will see the whole altcoin shitcoin falling 80%.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the thing that people do not know. They put the other way, money in where we can make 1000%.
Exactly. You know? They ride on the waves and trends without properly assessing each project and where it came from and what's the reason behind it. Unfortunately, that's how the industry is, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's something bad. You just need to know how to navigate it properly. So now, moving on from crypto onto our very last question. What's your vision in women, like for women in trading actually, and how do you think we can get to a point where women are as respected, not only respected actually, are as seen as men in this industry?
I think you know, Sin, it's weird because I don't think that we should separate the genders, you know. Like I always, you know, in my team I never say woman or man, because even most people are starting to have this marketing of women to attract, you know, more women. But what I would say is that, and I know this was contradictory to the interview, but what I would say is, why to put women aside and men aside? No, women are equal to men in anything, not anything that has power, but in trading and everything. So for me, if I see someone, I don't care if they're woman or man. What's your skill set? And this is the goal. This is the goal, you know, that your gender doesn't interfere in whether you're good at trading or not. Show me your skill set. Why should your gender be like a form of, you know, show me your skill set. Do you perform like man? This is that you get paid on what you perform. This is the goal, not to anymore, you know, say, are you, okay, you're a woman or you're a man. Now, let me tell you something. Women, fortunately for us, we have way better, way better opportunity than men. Why? Because we are now a lower percentage, guess what? We have less competition than men.
True.
So we can turn it on the other way around, you know what I mean? But the most important, I think, is not to draw this, you know, man versus woman line, because
for sure,
yeah, you know, it's not like this. It's just like, why would you care about the gender when it comes to trading? You know, you're not choosing someone to marry. You're just choosing someone to be your mentor. And if this person is good, they have a profitable, let's say, my FX book on their Forex account, then they're good.
I've been really enjoying this conversation with you, and I just have a tiny last question for you. What are your 2025 trading goals? Like, what are your trading goals for this year, you would say?
Well, actually, for the community, it's a great question because, as I told you, I'm sleeping this time late because I'm working with Mexican on the other time zone of the globe. So we're working on something that can make the trading easier, but anything that is too good to be true, it is too good to be true. So easier doesn't mean, you know, that is. So we're working on something where people can leverage the right people, the right educator, because I feel there's a gap between the day when someone starts learning until they become profitable. There's this gap. Few people will, not few, most people, 99% will quit in this gap. They will not be able to, you know, sustain this whole 1.5, 2.5 years until they learn. And our job is to make it easier for them to stick around as much as possible, so we can have bigger percentage of people, you know, succeeding in trading, especially women or men, no matter. So my vision is to create, using AI and using the right educator, the right, you know, transparency, auditing, tools to help people to be able to profit a little bit more, to be less greedy, to the challenges that we know will happen in trading, you know, the first 6 months, to let them avoid it as much as possible, so we can have better percentage during this 1.5 to 2 years until they become the expert.
Amazing. Ryta,
I will not tell you more because we were still under the doing, okay? It will be launched in few weeks and you will be the first to know about it.
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Ryta, thank you so much for sharing your insights and very fruitful opinions. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And we look forward to seeing your success both with TTP and on a personal, you know, and professional level as well. So thank you so much. And yeah, why not see you on the next one?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you guys and keep the hard work.